I'm Caddy of Caddy's Customs. I work here with my wife, son, daughter, and son-in-law. After 25 years in business, one thing I learned is every day is a different project and every project has a story. Where one family turns automotive dreams into reality. This is Caddy's Customs. The white F-350, it's a repeat customer. He always brings us his cars. We changed the color to chocolate. I say chocolate brown, root beer. People call it different colors, dark brown. And we did a complete color change. Carpet, headliner, we upgraded to suede. Since I started doing it, and we already seen, hey man, they're not gonna make it. So we put another one, and then it gets to a point where your tedious stuff is, man, put them all on it, just get it done.
Now we're working on the 350. We're actually doing everything custom. We're doing the door panels. We wrapped them in a two-tone chocolate. Everything is wrapped. Everything's gonna be custom. We're doing the seats. We wrapped the side panels. Everything that was like a tan color is getting chocolate. Far as headliner, we're doing suede headliner in it to contour with everything else. We're working on the headliner. The headliner right now on the F-350. We're putting a suede, and you gotta do it section by section, just so you can have a clean finish. Make sure you got every corner, every groove with glue in it. So when you come to stick it down, everything will stick. It won't come up on you or anything else.
Well, we got an F-350. We did complete interior. When I say complete, I mean everybody knows what these trucks look like. They don't come this brown. They do come this color, but we did a two-tone. We completely broke it down, wrapped everything. Everything's wrapped. If you can see, window buttons. If you look in here, and you can see the suede headliner. We did perforated inserts. Some of the pieces, I can say probably 30% of some little pieces we had to dye. It's just stuff that you cannot wrap. But you can say 80% of this is wrapped. Look, we suede. I mean, and this is the stuff when I say we have to dye. This stuff don't come this color, but there's no way we're gonna put material over it. It's gonna look good. So we dye it. My guys make stuff to make it look original or clean. On the speakers here, they're from the factory, they have, it's like a little net, but when you wrap it, well, you can't. So what they did is cut a hole and they made a cover over it so the sound can come through and it looks good. Just a little custom with a little factory that makes it their own truck. You know, you couldn't go to the dealership about it. Steering wheel was wrapped completely. Like this stuff we won't wrap because it's an airbag and it's gonna look just over the top. It doesn't look right when you wrap some of the stuff. So like the top, we dyed that. But anything, a console, if you see that, there's a seam in there because to wrap it, I mean, that's the only way you can do it. It can look good. So they put a seam in it. It looks hot. You look inside of there from here where I'm sitting, you can see the seam and it looks nice instead of material crumbled up. You can see here the two colors we did. I mean, I don't know how it looks in the camera, but I mean, you can see, I mean, we just kind of broke it so it won't look so plain. All that one color, we broke it with a brown. So you get a new car. I mean, it's not a new car, but you make it new by doing that. So there you go. You finish it up. They're just gonna go over it, clean it up a little bit, and we're gonna give it to the customer.
So we have this Dodge Challenger, and this customer is actually a reoccurring customer, but with his SRT, he only wanted a little bit of detail work. So right now, little Caddy's actually looking over it. He's checking everything out, make sure everything got done, and then it's gonna go into wash, and it'll be ready to go home.
Let me show you a little bit of what we did. Don't say actually all that time, but we put the new SRT wheels on it. We color matched the SRT in the middle to, you know, color coordinate with the Brembo brakes and the red racing stripes on it. This is one of the ones that has, you know, the maroon interior, the off red. I wouldn't say maroon, but we redid both front seats because they had a little wear and tear in them. I color matched all the panels, you know, so it all go together. Rewrapped the shifter, you know, that's real leather right there. Me myself, I'm a Dodge man myself. I had a couple of challenges back in my day, so all this, it has to be done to me. You own a Challenger, you want to give it a little bit of custom, but still a factory look, you need to color match all your interior pieces, especially the V6s, the RTs, because on the door handles, these are actually paintable, so you can paint them. On the SRTs, they're not, so you leave them wrapped. But if you want a little custom look, but still factory, you can always do this, which doesn't hurt the value of the vehicle or anything. Like I said, we also suede the headliner, nice and soft, very soft, real soft, but it gives it still a factory look, but custom at the same time. So that came out real nice. We actually embroidered the SRT back in them in black in the seats. And come take a look at this detail that we do on them. Every other SRT badge that comes on these vehicles is gonna have a black SRT in it. We color matched it to red, so it'll all go together. All the SRTs will be uniform. They'll all go together. The ones on the wheels, the ones on the back deck, the one on the dash. You see that? Look how little it is. It's very detailed. That's very, very detailed. You know how hard it is to tape that? The front bumper was wrecked right here in the front. It had a little ripple in it and a wave, so we got that nice and straight and got it repainted. Got a new headlight bezel for it because the other one was cracked and loose. And I mean, we just pretty much got it back to factory OEM look, to where, you know, if somebody when he pulls up, it looks like it hasn't even been touched.
I just don't see how we spent. You spent $1,500 on material for a truck, right?
Yeah.
No? Truck.
It's $2,500 total on material.
Okay.
$1,500 from additional from here is what? How much left? 1,000. But remember, we still charged him whatever it is in here.
I had ordered material. It was upholstery material that was special order, and I ordered it without having a deposit from the customer, and it was super expensive. And I ordered like 20 yards of it. So when it came in and we got the invoice, it was a super high amount, and my mom got really mad because of the fact that I ordered the material and I didn't get a deposit from the customer. So technically, if the customer didn't come back, that material, I was gonna be stuck with 20 yards of material, which is basically almost a whole car, and stuck with the invoice.
My sister has a tendency to think it's all hers. Like, she thinks it's Bianca's customs. Little Bianca's customs or BB customs. Or I don't know, you know, because she feels like she has the authority to make an executive decision like that, just to spend all this money.
Ordering parts has to be sometimes monitored. We have 50 different jobs. And if that job is not ready to move to the next step, you don't want to order parts, because all it's going to do is sit. And you could have used that money on something else that is ready to get moved or has been paid on or
You know, if you start ordering parts for every single car here, unless you got paid on all of them, you're good. But you're not. So if that car is on that level, on that spot, okay, we need a fender because it's already gonna get painted and it's gonna deliver. All right, it's in motion. You know, we got 20 people that work here, so we're working on 20 cars.
But my thing is like, you picked up 22, but Keystone would have gave you 10 and then 10. Yeah, but I know, but it was on back order. That's yeah, no, what I'm saying is right now when you picked up, Bianca, you didn't have to pick up 25 and 20. You could have picked up 10 and 10. That's what I'm saying.
And they wouldn't have sold the other ones?
No, they wouldn't have. You did as much business as them. And if that was the case, you should have told me it was this much. Or if you didn't want to tell him 10, you should have told me. I would have called him and told him that. I did. I'm saying, how would you, knowing that right now, where would you pay that? Because it's gonna come. It's been coming every day. Okay, so if it doesn't, you got that? No, we'll figure it out like we always do every day. Yeah, and then like everybody keeps talking about Michael Wilson's bumper. It's not on the ticket. Nobody's charging him anything. So,
I already told Vanessa to write on the ticket though. I already went over with Michael Wilson.
and I told her to write this on roof, and it's not on the
Nobody,
ticket.
that's not my fault. I've been telling y'all what's right down. Nobody writes it down, so when it comes down to it, we go over it with the price over them when they want to go over it. They don't come in here and talk to y'all about it.
Okay, well that's the problem. You do come in here.
Well, y'all need to get up and go outside with them and go over the car with them. Because then y'all outside talking with them about the car. He came and told me he wanted a new bumper. I said, Vanessa, buy a new bumper,
There's a simple solution.
put it on the ticket.
When they add more stuff, you need us in here.
We came in here.
But
Michael Wilson was right when he said,
it doesn't matter. It's not. We're going in a circle.
oh, well, Mom was addressing it, so we need to address it right now.
All that money must have spent. I wasn't taking that bullet. Was not doing it. So nope. That was your fault. You shouldn't have did that. You should have asked somebody, or you should have. I said, you just took it upon yourself and did it. And like I said, she thinks it's Bianca's custom.
In the invoice, we're talking over $2,000 in material. So she got really upset. I mean, there was nothing that I could do. I screwed up. I made a mistake. I made a mistake and I had to take the lick. So her yelling at me and throwing a fit and having Dad yell at me, I had to take it.
So why did he say that? Until I do this, he's fucking man up and come here on time. I don't give a about anybody here. I don't. If they come here late, I don't give a. That's Junior. He's the one that should stand up and look right here. And I don't tell until he open his mouth and say something smart. I'm waiting for that shit.
Little Caddy was like 5 minutes, like it was like 8:05 or something like that.
I was already upset because he was late, you know, and my old lady seen me. She knows what's wrong, nothing. So she already knew because it's already had happened previous time, man. And I really don't like to tell him anything because I'm the type of top it off. And then Isabel's defending him.
I was coming in late, a couple of minutes, and my mom says my dad's already tired of us coming in late. So I said, that's fine, but if you want me here on time, like exactly before 8 o'clock, I'm leaving at exactly 6 o'clock, because it never happens. I'm never leaving at 6 o'clock, like the rest of the employees.
So then my mom says, well, why don't you tell him?
And I said, tell your dad what? Come on, tell me. Now he flipped the switch because I said, okay, he's late already. And then he wants to talk back to the mama. I'm already in a bad mood. Let me let him have it. Let me. So, and let me tell you, I love my boy, man, to death. But he's the type, he knows once I click off, he won't say nothing. Which is smart because I would do the same to my father or grandfather or anybody. All right, man, you respect. It's out of respect. They can sit there and fight back, but out of respect, you shut up and take the lick.
And then he was like, get out. And then I left. So, I mean, that's really what got under my skin. It's like, man, it's a couple of minutes late, bro. It's 8:02 or 8:05. Like, come on, bro. I mean, I understand you want all the other employees on time, but I'm not all the other employees. Just like he says, he doesn't care about anybody else. The rules don't apply to everybody else like they do to me. So it's like, why are you so hard on me when I have put just as much time, if not more, than all these other guys? And I don't know, I guess he got upset about it. But there can only be one bullet in his pen. That's just the way it is with him. And at the time, you know, my dad doesn't need me. He does, but he doesn't. You know, the shop can still function without me.
He knew what he knew what to expect. You know what I mean? You take the lick, and this is how I work. If we go in there and fight today, this morning, if we get in an argument, everybody better man up. If everybody goes home or whatever, come back the next day like nothing happened. Man, I was pissed. I was blowing up, man, you know. And then, you know, 30 minutes later, I'm feeling down.
What people don't understand, that being a family business, we had to learn how to deal with working with each other throughout the day and learning how to deal with our attitudes, our everything. You know, most people, they go home, they go to work, they go home. You have that big gap. So by the time you get home, you miss your husband, you miss your wife, you know, hey mom, hey dad. What people don't understand is that we're at work all day. When we go home to the same people, we don't have that break to miss. So we've learned to adjust and have to work around with our personalities, with our attitudes.
Everybody needs to be here on the same page. If somebody turns around and sees somebody falling, they need to go over there and show them what to do or help them. Because it all comes back to me. And it comes back to Caddys Customs, everybody here. Even if you're a person that likes going to the club and they know you work for Caddys Customs, you need to act the way you know, you don't want to, hey man, we got this dude doing donuts out there. He's swinging around. Hey, I seen him working at the shop, man. I don't want to work on my cars. And everybody here, man, is a person that's skilled, has talent. Everybody. I mean, to work here, you have to be that kind of person, man. And when that happens, you start looking, all right, this is the weak one. Get rid of them. Get somebody in here. And it happens, man. You know, we try to talk to them, hey, usually they'll straighten up. You gotta go, you know.
You know, as I get older, the less he's gonna have control of. So it's gonna be a point in time where we come in a day where I come in here, what I say is gonna happen. And I mean, he is gonna be the owner, but I'm gonna have more control over the shop than he is. So it's gonna be where what I say is gonna go, and that's just the way it's gonna be. But hopefully when that time comes, he ain't working no more. Cause I hate to throw my dad out, but I will.
Right now what I'm working on is a engine cover for this 5.3 LS base motor that we swapped into this 1980 El Camino. And I'm basically gonna take some measurements, make a nice cover out of steel, give it a little accents here and there, and do some paint work on it, just to pep up the motor a little bit.
Well, when I first started it, you know, I took some measurements, you know, so I can know how big of a, you know, rectangular piece of steel I had to cut. Took the measurements, cut that piece out, took some more measurements, you know, bent it up, the center section, and then I mounted the center section and then took my measurements for the side section.
Now we're gonna measure where this oil dipstick's at, the oil fills at, so we can make room for it to come through the engine cover. That's about where it's gonna sit. Now we can take our measurement for where our oil fill is gonna be at, and we can measure for our grill that we're gonna put in there. Then we'll measure the whole new face to be one piece. So I got all my measurements taken for where I'm gonna have my oil fill coming through, and I'm just basically gonna use a 2 3/8 hole saw, cut a hole, that way we have enough clearance for that oil fill neck to come through. We're gonna take a 36 grit grinding disc, just clean up the hole after we cut it. You wanna clean up both sides so you won't have any jagged edges. Go ahead and use this carbide bit just to clean up the whole inside. Make sure it's completely smooth so you won't have any jagged edges for when you put the filler neck back in there. I'm just marking, trying to duplicate the other side of where I have the actual center where I'm gonna start drilling the other hole for the grill. I'm just taking a measurement where I'm gonna cut with my cutting wheel so I can actually make the big oval for the grill. So I cut these 2 circles that I measured out earlier, and now I'm gonna I mark these 2 lines with my measuring tape and my straight edge, and we're gonna cut it off with a cutoff wheel along these lines so we can get the big opening for the mesh. You can see now we got our opening cut out. Go ahead and grind it and clean it up. Then we can start taking our measurements for our back laid mesh and get it tacked up to match the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this opening here on my mesh. I cut the mesh bigger than what it's gonna be, and then I'll trim it down from there and then get it ready to get tacked on. So now that I have our piece cut out, I can actually set it on there, see where I'm gonna be at, know that I have enough room all the way around so you won't see none of the welds. And I'll go ahead and get it tacked up.
You know, as far as building the engine cover, you always want to take real good measurements. You know, get some good reference points where you're going to start at, and then, you know, you'll start with the main body of it. You know, and just focus on that, get the shape you want, and then just build off of that. And you have the vision in your head already. You know, you can draw it out. Some people draw it out, some people don't. You know, I can go either way, but at the end of the day, you know, you just really want to be something you're proud of that's going to, you know, address the motor and make it look better. You don't want it to look worse.
I'm going ahead and I'm test fitting it again. That way I can start getting my measurements for the actual front piece to cover up most of the intake, and you'll just see basically the throttle body coming through the actual new cover we're building for this LS. All right, so when you want to block sand this to get it as straight as possible, you know, we'll use the air file, and basically you just want to keep it as straight as possible. You're gonna get the smoothest and flattest surface you can. You just gotta keep working it, you know, and then after that, you can do this by hand or with the air file. Obviously it's easier with the air file, but you're gonna get the smoothest surface as possible doing it that way. We just finished up the bodywork on the engine cover for the LS swap, and now it's gonna be ready for primer. Then we'll actually get ready to shoot the paint and put whatever lettering we're gonna put on top of it for them. So we're on to the next step. We already got our engine cover color sanded. We went ahead and put our stencil logos that we went with. We actually went with the LS El Camino. It is the LS motor in the old school car. We just had to give it a little flavor so it can pop after we clear it. That'll be the next step to actually get it cleared. Then we can actually get it ready to get installed on the vehicle. Let's go take a look at the engine cover. We got it wrapped up. We actually got it installed on the El Camino. Let's see what we're working with. So as you can see, we got it installed. We got the matching yellow on there, like on the brake calipers. The nice gloss black to contrast with the flat black. Just a real clean, sleek look for the El Camino to hide some of the wiring and the actual factory intake. I think it fits great with its time of the vehicle. It kind of has that classic muscle look, but it's still modern motor. It just real sleek and clean look.
I think I got a nice team that can really conquer stuff. They can really, like if something pulled up right now and said, hey, we're gonna be in a competition this afternoon. We need to do this to it and show them what we can do. I'll tell you what, if I'm not first, I'll be second. But I really think I'll be on, you know, I'm that confident. I mean, like my team is, what I have here, I would choose, okay, you come with me, you come with me, you come with me, let's go. We're out of here. We're gonna go knock this out. I know I can do it.